Good morning, friends. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Hey, and welcome to the Spiritual Side of Virginia. It's so good to be with all of you here today. We're going to start reading a message from the book Living Spring, the Spiritual Manual through the Mediumship of Chico Xavier. And the message for all of us today is in 52, titled Serving and Prophecy. In 4, lift up the tired hands and the weak knees. Paul in Hebrews 12:1. If in ordinary farming it is difficult to raise a wholesome crop so that the world's storehouses lack bread for the body, toiling to acquire the spiritual qualities that comprise the living and imperishable food for the soul is almost sacrificial. The seed of goodwill has, in fact, been planted, but a thousand obstacles impair its germination and growth. It is the silt of the futilities of the inferior life, the invasion of worms represented by all kinds of annoyances, the clay of envy and spite, hunger of miscomprehension, guilt of evil, detritus of flame, heat wave of responsibility, cold spell of indifference, draught of misunderstanding, the press of ignorance, clouds of worry, disillusionment. These all the imponderable forces of the human experience have come together against those who want to progress on the pathway of the good. While we have not yet reached the divine inheritance for which we are destined, any fall can easily happen. The extent is the toil of sweat, persistence, and sacrifice. If your heart is truly interested in the upper endurance of life, do not retreat before the struggle. With every sort of difficulty, go forward, offering to your endeavor perfection all that is noble, beautiful, and useful. Man this and do not stand still. Move your exhausted hands, base your weak knees, and get busy. Sure that in order to get the best of life, you have to serve in a love with
Dear friends, let us know that we came here to commune with spirits to receive the treatment that we need. God, we are so happy and grateful that you provided us this opportunity today, physical spiritual space, where to work. Know that what you need, what we need. Today we begin our session, surrendering your loving desire. May we feel the presence of the spirit doctors, nurses, and therapists who love us dearly and care for us so devotedly. We always find solutions for our problems, resolutions for our stagnation, renewal always. We pray for those who are outside, could not come in into realms. We pray to have the prayer, visualizing your tears of kindness, bringing to everyone the remedies that they need for the mind and God with your guide, protection, and permission. We begin our service today. So good to you. It's a beautiful day. We see nature is warming up. Who's excited about it? Yeah. If we express our gratitude to God, say, thank you, the cold is going away, right? You see, every suffering has a deadline. Like you have a test, and people test, test, it's fast. Then comes another test, right? So today we're gonna learn more about how to become a good medium in our lives. Meanwhile, inside our teams will learn more about the power of spiritual books in ways unforeseen. And the little ones, little anymore, younger ones, they will learn about another miracle. Right? Let's go, friends. Let's go inside and rejoice. Yeah. How are you? Hi, Cheryl. Big girl. She's a big girl now. For us here, we have a very special session. What is to be a medium? People think that to be a medium is to close your eyes and receive the message of the spirit. So let's see. Medium's book, the Medium's book, published in 1861. Every Thursday at Cardiac Radio, we are studying a chapter of this book. I have a team of friends who are knowledgeable and experienced in mediumship who are invited from all over the world to share with us this wisdom by Kardec. So, if you have missed the previous studies, they are only 10 minutes long in English. It's very easy. You go there, click on it, and each one of us will be every week sharing the contents of a book that must be studied. But specifically, Kardec, he made questions and answers for us in this book, not only items, but specifically in this chapter, chapter 20. I put it on it's going to be 22, item 226. You see, the Spirit book has 1,019 questions and answers. Kardec was one. And then when he wrote this book, which was the second book he published, he wrote in items. So every paragraph, almost every paragraph is an item, is a number. So it's easy to refer back to it. It's like, remember where? We know that's the paragraph, it has a number. So today we're going to talk about it's chapter 20, That's not exactly everything we're going to talk about. It's the medium's role influence. There are questions and answers. Questions that he asks the good spirit and answers. And there is a very interesting question. What are the qualities of mediums whom we could regard as from the beginning of the book? We know we are all mediums. This past week in Brazil, Dr. Alexander Moreira, who is a renowned psychiatrist, he, he has done lots of research in spirituality and um, psychiatry. He published a paper and also received a very prestigious American award. But he published a paper proving that our mediumship is in our DNA. Kardec said that in 1860. There's no such thing. Oh, I became a medium. You were born a medium. Problem is, we don't notice that we are all. The secret is to observe ourselves. If I am not observing myself, I will never understand. I'll see glimpses, hints here and there, but not necessarily know of it. But he says, what is the perfect medium? What is a good medium? And then the spirits say, good spirits are fine. Perfect. Ah, you know very well that there's no perfection on the face of the earth. So if you see a medium and say, oh, but they have mistakes, please, what do you expect? And nobody's going to make a mistake. Only the childish mind. And it takes a child to become a teen to realize that parents are not. So we need to leave that mentality, that childish mentality, looking for perfection, whereas it doesn't make sense. And it says, if such were not so, you would not be there. Thus we say good mediums. And that is saying much, for they are rare indeed. Perfect mediums would be those whom evil spirits would never dare to try to deceive. However, the best ones are those who are attuned solely to good spirits. The best ones are those who attune solely to good spirits and who allow themselves to be deceived. You see how mediumship is very easy. I'll tell you something that happens in everyday life. Very common. Because the good medium is going to hear slander gossip. The bad medium is going to call somebody else and tell somebody else. Bad medium. Good medium is going to say, you know what? How do you know that if I am a friend of that person, I'm going to say, hey, come here, tell me about this. How we are? Not good. Well, we're not saying this to put ourselves down. Because today, everyone's going to receive a copy of the book. After Kardec, Chico Xavier was almost a perfect, if we can't say perfect, because we're on earth, let's say it's almost perfect. He only gave an ear to the good spirits. And there were spirits who tried, but never dared to deceive him, because he had hope. And he wrote this book that continues the medium's book in the realms of mediumship, or in the domain of mediumship. However, we want. If you don't have the book, we have a book to give to you. And we are doing this because this year the Spiritus Origin is turning 18 years, and we're celebrating throughout the year. Books, it's a way to celebrate this gift that we have. Thank you. If you don't have the book, it's 1%. Okay? You can keep it for you, take home and study it. All right? It's the book in the condition. For people who are online, remember, I have it in Kindle too. I have both the physical and digital. It's a must to read both of this. If you say, I'm a medium, and you haven't studied these two, no. The medium's book and in the realms of mediumship. All right? Good. So, at least we can do is read and study these two. Study is different from reading, huh? Than reading. So, and we're gonna begin today, okay? So let's roll our sleeves, literally, literally, and let's go. Let's go specifically to look at this. People rarely read the preface, but it's my preferred part. Why? Who writes the preface of Spiritist books? High spirits like Emmanuel. Emmanuel prefaces this book and says to us, go through the preface. Let's read it in study. And then he says, okay, don't mind him because he's a teacher. In the composition of matter, 20th century science has gone from surprise to surprise, causing it to revive old health beliefs. Almost 5 centuries before Christ, and then he's talking about sciences here and there. Many scientists, all the advancements, he doesn't talk about science, but if you were to be him, would talk about it? Sure. He says later on, and that's where you're going to find in the preface, probably in this one, two, three. Meditate on the future, meditating on the future of earthly community. Andre Luiz has written these few pages regarding mediumship, understanding the growing importance of the spiritual interchange between religions. The farther the evolutionary ascent, the more assuredly humans perceive the non-existence of death as the cessation of life. Now more than ever, people see themselves as consciousness held amid forces and fluids that influence the mind for efficient. Keep one next paragraph on this great privilege with all we are all instruments of the forces with which we are all mediums within our own mental field, associating ourselves with edifying energies when our thoughts go towards the higher life or with disturbing and depressing forces, as long as we are still enslaved to the shadows of a primeval and I know we could continue to see how good it is. When did he write it? Let's see. 1954, Mamma Mia, my friends. This is like 1954, and he's telling something that is so kind. These books are never outdated because they talk about healing. So we're all mediums. And he said the secret is we connect with what we attune this morning after morning prayer. The same spirit that always was telling us that we need to observe our impulses because they sprout from our mental. I wake up. This is the first thing you think usually when you wake up. I'm still alive, Juliana. Thanks for your being great. Or, oh no, I have to go to work. Oh no, I had to go to school. It's normal, right? Let's say after that, also, I'm staying. We need to observe what thoughts because depending on what we're constantly thinking, we're making connections, associations. And that can be a blessing or those people who wake up and think, spring break, come sooner. I want to travel. And now people are afraid because the planes are crashing, falling, turning around, right? It's good to be afraid because we need to be a little still. We need to stop running away. Stop running away. Go to vacation, come back, and life is over. It's not very efficient to keep running away, running away. Nothing changes. We run away, nothing. Run away. And then when we least expect, we're 80, life fast. We look. And what have we left on earth? You know, because we're always running away. Running away, you turn on Netflix, Prime Video, whatever, oh, the series. Oh, yes, they're all saying, if you're sad, drink. If you're happy, drink. For any occasion, drink. Meaning, numb your senses. Numb your senses. And then we go through a whole life numbing our senses, don't realize when we're children of God, that God created for great purposes, greater than we imagine. Think about Chico Xavier, since we're talking about the good media, role model for us. He was born in a small town named Pedro Leopoldo, the capital of the state of Minas Gerais, Belo Horizonte, Brazil. And then we're gonna see the yeah, again, how the local the medium is working. The medium. See? Medium. I'm speaking right, Lydia, you're right. But here we are. Finally, the medium is working. So Chico Xavier talking about the good medium. So the good medium, small city, didn't go to Harvard. He was only allowed to study at fourth grade because he had to work to help the family. He lost his mom when he was 5 years old. He had so many brothers and sisters. They had to be spread out after the mom's death. And then the father remarried. They were brought up together, but still he had to help the family. And working in conditions that were sometimes unhealthy. He had health issues. When he turned 17, one of his sisters was mentally ill. We don't know why. They were Catholics. They talked to the priest. They talked to the doctors. Nobody knows. Then a couple spiritists, they said, this is just obsession. And again, spirit attachment. The spirit is attaching. It's making your sister feel this way. He did the process, did the treatment, went to to the depot because there was myself because as a little child, because he could see your spirit and right things that the teachers were like, where did that come from? No ChatGPT. Right? Where did that? So now he becomes the spirit medium. He had minimal financial resources. At 21, when he is already becoming this renowned medium publishing amazing books, his founder says, "You're giving the copyright to a spiritist organization that you barely know using a spiritist." He would spend his nights at candlelight, psychography books, would go to sleep in the morning, he would wake up and see many of his writings in the trash. His father was upset. He used to sell lottery tickets. And he said, "You are giving the profits to other people, whereas we need money. These good spirits don't care about you." And I see so many people going through this in their, you become a spiritist, you devote yourself, and the spouse or the child sometimes do. And why do you do this? What about us? Charity begins really in a selfish way. If you work so hard to be here, this person, Virginia, no, a good Muslim listen to the good spirits and question what the good spirits saying. They care about everyone. Good spirits will never say, you're going to get millions of dollars. I love you. They never gonna say that. Good spirits will never tell us the number of the lottery. It's fruitless to pay a medium to read that. They're never going to tell us you're going to marry this person. Why? Where's our free will? They don't interfere. How do they work? You know Socrates, not the soccer player, met him personally before he died. He was a fun guy, but not him. We're talking about philosopher Socrates. If you ask him a question, he would reply with. So if I ask Mr. Joseph, since you're caring for all of us, should we? And he's going to say, Vanessa, what do you think? I think this way. And he's going to say, keep going. That's how we found this West Virginia. That's how we created it. He said, go to the internet and see. We were in Maryland, how to export usually a lunch hour when we use our phone to do this thing we need to do. And then he said, "I'm all fine and it's turning into Virginia. I didn't know this was like extraordinary. I had no idea. As a nerd, I was focused on science." And then he said, "And find a healing clinic, call them and ask for a space for a spiritual on the place." He said, "How do I know that you're going to help?" And from then on, it's history. We found the place, started coming, and I said, "Well, Amy remembers, right? Once a month, 18 years ago. And here we are. They're never going to say, this is going to happen. In the future, they're going to say, take care of this now. So if we want to know more to become a good medium, we need together. Go to page 135, chapter 16. Take a look at this. I didn't bring the slides on purpose because today is about healing the power of spiritist books. Chapter 16 is titled Mediumistic Mandate. Remember, spiritism is a science. It has specific words. What does it mean, mediumistic mandate? Means mediumistic mission. He's going to tell us something so interesting. Sorry. It was almost 8 p.m. when, this is Andre Luiz and his friends, when we stopped in front of an austere-looking building surrounded by several vehicles. A lot of people were coming and going. A large number of discarnates were gathered both inside and outside the structure. They are outside the structure. Look at the description of what's happening outside. A large number of discarnates. We come here, maybe we're 50 people, 4 times as much minimum in the spiritual realm. Guards from our plane flanked the building, so we have security here, attentively preventing the entry of impenitent or mocking spirits. Various groups of people went inside, but once in the lobby, they were separated from certain spirits that were accompanying them. These spirits were not merely curious or suffering, but blasphemers and obstinating evil. Spirits will enter the space. That's why when we go home, we have to be careful. Have you realized how often we feel great, leave here, sit in our car, and then we start feeling a little discouraged, and we start hearing something in our mind saying, did you see that? Oh, you saw that person. And then the spirits were trying to deviate us. Did you see what that person did? Did you see what they were wearing? You see these spirits of low order. They distract us. They don't like us. They don't want us to be happy. They want us never to come back to the streets because they know if we come, we progress. So if we're hearing those voices, pray, pray. Say, God, please help the spirits. They don't know what they're saying. And one day they will never say anything anymore to us. But we need to conquer that. And then these cases were an exception. However, most of the group of the Discerning brothers and sisters was composed of afflicted and sick spirits. In as much need of fraternal help as the ill and distressed patients that were accompanying. They were accompanying. He went in, and Brother Luis enters, and what does he see? Large table. You know, in Brazil, they have this large table. We changed it in the United States because our mediumistic table is somewhere in the that's where we. So usually there's a large table up front. That's where because usually that's how spiritist centers worked in the past around the mediumistic table. For a time, we started changing that into talks and private mediumistic. So everything changed. So back then, a large area was reserved around the table to accommodate those in need of assistance. So there was a table, and the whole assistance would be people who were in need of assistance. Whether or not it is medium named Ambrosina. Very simple. He described she has been working on that for 20 years. 20 years or not, at our center, 18 years. I can almost write every page of every meeting we had in the at the Spiritual Society. Since it was group, day one, we kept the attendance books. We have it all there, registered. The meeting, people will subscribe to do the first one from the first till now when we have the need for attendance. When we dedicate ourselves to causes that are higher than ourselves and our families, what happens? Out of love for our ideals, Ambrosina has renounced the simple joys of the world, including the broader comfort of a home. Even since her younger years, she has been working without the solace of a marriage. That doesn't mean that to be a good medium, you cannot get married. There are many good mediums are married, like for example, Alzira in Brazil. She is the great niece of Professor Lee Smith, and she has 5 children, a husband, and she has done amazing. Recently, we noticed in Brazil as a great reference for spiritism for us, Dona or Mrs. Isabel Solomon. She discarnated at 100 years, right? And she was married, had children, was a phenomenal. Is it harder to be married? Yes. If you have children, yes, but it's not. If we keep giving excuses, because I'm married, because I have children, when you're 80, you're going, who knows if you get there. How the day my children go to college. If you don't do it now, you won't do it. Never see it. You have to do it now. Jiggly, children, and work, and family, and laundry, and everything. Everything, and the works of the good. So she looked frail and wrinkled. We're not talking about the superhero, Superman, Superwoman. I reflected the peace that vibrated within her head. Amid her gray hair, a small cone of light rested like a delicate adornment. And then there was a mentor named Olos, and Andre Luiz has a friend named Hilario. They are together and they asked, what is that? We can ask. And he said, this is an ultra-sensitive magnetic field to which the medium is in constant contact with the spirit responsible for the spiritual work. So we can't look at somebody who's doing this 24/7 and say, how come that person talks to me good than you and I don't? What you do is think about stocks all day long and you want to talk to the spirits are going to say what? If you're thinking of stocks, if you're thinking about doing your laundry every day, you hope some people do it. Let's see. The spirits are going to say, if you're worried about doing laundry, I mean, why am I going to talk to you? How often mentor Jews obsessed with me? I clean too. Because I have a dog, I have to vacuum every day. Every. So I'm vacuuming. And then you're tempted when you're vacuuming, you take one at the piano. Tempted to see behind the you. You want to be Martha or Mary. When you me to do this now? Me. Okay. But when we only want to focus on material things, we lose the. So many messages come when I'm vacuuming because he says, when you're washing, cleaning, cooking, doing laundry, start putting love on what you're doing. So I'm there. May you never bring her again to this world. I say, oh, may everybody who walks on this floor feel the love that comes from God. Then you can connect with the higher spirits, and then they start saying, oh, let's do these and things, let's do that. Finish vacuum so that the computer you maximize. Things start happening. They just want to teach us. They want to teach all of us how we need to be there. You're making your bed. How do you make your bed? People make their bed with so much anger. Oh, right, frustrated and angry and upset. Or, oh my gosh, it hurts here and there, right? We get all of them. I can barely do this. Oh my gosh, I can't think about those real people in England who have a maid to do their bed every day. And the other day, we change the things every day. I don't know because I kind of change every day, right? But anyhow, if I make my bed that way, I lose the connection. But if I make my bed sweet bed, in some hours I'll be back. And it's gonna be a portal. Sorry, see? It's a reminder. So I don't forget. When we go to sleep, it's when we go to the other dimension. I meet the good spirits. It's in the Spirit's book, chapter 8, part 2. Sleeping dreams. The Spirit says, St. Augustine, don't forget that the high spirits accepted to reincarnate or to incarnate because they know that during sleep time they can go back to the spirit. So our bed is the portal. Don't sleep on the couch. Some people sleep on the couch. What is this? It's a sign that something is off at home. Because for good life we need order. Oh, but I need to watch TV to sleep. You need to find a therapist for that because that's the thing. We need more than ever order, discipline, the bed. That's what we say. We say a prayer and say, please take me to the spiritual realm where I'm going to learn, where I'm going to be treated. So when I wake up, I am ready for a revolution of love. But we need to maintain that connection. Mind, the mind. Okay, so let's go a little more. See this Ambrosina. She's a model for us. See a little more. Let's read together. Right here. She's over petitions and requests, asked Ilario, unavoidably curious. To a certain point, yes. Since she symbolizes a bridge between two worlds, however, with the patience she has, she knows how to help others help themselves because it would be impossible for her to solve all the problems. And I know people who come to spirit centers and expect that people will solve the problems. No, we're gonna support one another so we can find a solution. In the past, we had oracles who would heavy. for people, for mediums, oracle to tell us what to do. We're no longer. See, it's ancient habit, huh? Ancient. People using mediums, psychics for shortcuts. Just an illusion, because the good spirits will never tell us that they do something. So here we are, Dona Brazina tuned into them, the spirits who were there, and she had people who were there who were murderers, and they are saying, we're to help them. Dona Brazina will console them and promise help. One more thing about her connection with her guardian angel. A few moments later, this is Peter Gabriel, the lead mentor of the center, entered the room, followed by our two friends. Gabriel and his assistants greeted us benevolently. It seemed that we were taking part in a dazzling festivity. Such was the joy of the instructors and spirit workers of the institution, for caring for the sick and the suffering of the two realms. It robbed them of their hope and optimism. Opening itself as an enlightened Gabriel with his tiny doctors, teachers, nurses, auxiliaries, ready to serve in the harvest of the world. This is just what we picture when we come to this. That's why we need to be careful about our conversations, especially in the mediumistic movement. We keep inside unless we have because it changes the vibration. So we come here like a school hospital, and there are all the spirits who want to help us. They want to help us in our school, work, home, neighborhood. And we want to help. An example, in the books we see Marita, who is distraught. Her fiancé cheated on her with her sister. She's devastated. She's thinking about killing herself. She goes to the pharmacy and asks the pharmacist, "Oh, my dog has a problem. I need to put him to sleep. Can you give me something to help him?" The pharmacist is a spiritist. He is a medium. He understands and he receives the message from the good spirits who are nearby saying, "Don't give it to her. She wants to keep her up." So he gives something to put her to sleep. Nothing major. So she doesn't kill herself. You see, you go to work as a good medium. People are going to approach us and we're going to be ready to help them because we're open to the spirit. Think about it. You go to work. Everybody in your work, in your school, they have a guardian who loves them so dearly. And if they see you are attentive to that, they say, "Oh, I'm gonna use that person to help my profession." You're minding your business, but with awareness, with love. And we gain more friends, did you know that? That the good spirit will help the lives of our colleagues, classmates, everyone in our lives when they see that we're being useful to them, it can help us feel grateful. Think about this. So he says here that they had this work of the Lord, and Andre Luiz asks the ultimate question, which is a final observation. Were these people saints that the spirits were there? No, none of that. Despite all the esteem we owe them, we have to see them as vanguards of progress, but they are not infallible. They are noble souls in the blessed process of sublimation, predators of our reverence due to the degree of spiritual advance they have reached. However, they are spirits still attached to earthly humanity, amongst whom they will assume physical bodies once again in the future through the universal institution of reincarnation to carry out invaluable endeavors. Last question then. But when compared with this assembly of tormented souls, are they luminaries exemplary? No. We cannot expect them to have qualities possessed only by spirits who have reached absolute sublimation. They are high-ranking exponents of eternity and higher knowledge, but they still harbor the natural potential. They excel in goodwill, learning, and personal sacrifice in their incessant assistance to incarnates, but they can still fall victim. Reading this at home, keep reading because they show the beauty of this book is that Andre Luiz, each chapter, he describes the spiritual scenario of a bar, of a spiritist center, of a house, and then we understand a little about where we are and how we can make our lives more efficient. Okay? So the goal today is first and foremost to invite us to observe our mediumistic capacity. What are we doing with it? It's not about coming to the mediumistic. Because if somebody here says, Vanessa, I'm a medium, I work in another center, and if you are, keep coming, follow, study, know, whatever you can. Naturally, it's very organic to go from here to the mediumistic meeting. Very organic. It doesn't take a course, 2 courses, 3 courses. It takes an attitude. When we are in harmony with the team, we're going, if needed. The goal is to be a medium, a good medium every day. Every day. Be open to the good spirits and one day being so solid in that vibration that the bad spirits will not even dare to deceive us. That's why it's so important to read these books. You see, the more we read, when I was rereading this chapter, more than 20 years ago, we studied this book in Baltimore, Maryland, at the Spirit out of Baltimore. I tell you, I was reading it and I was like, my Lord, it's a different angle now because we grow more experience, we grow more mature, and then we start seeing angles we didn't see before. So, we read it, let's read it again. We haven't read it, let's read it and study it. And don't forget, every Thursday, starting from 10 p.m., we're releasing a new chapter of the Medium's book. Neil is kindly organizing the playlist every week. So there's a playlist named The Medium's Book. You can go back and on demand with those classes of each chapter so we can be up to date with these teachings. Any major question you may have before we start the classes, friends? Any major question? No? Yes, Michelle. Oh, a medium of physical effects because the Ten Commandments, the way the phenomenon happened, that explains in the Genesis, for that phenomenon to happen, the direct writing, we call it in the medium schools, direct writing. Nobody is used to write. The writing was straight on the stone. In order for that to happen, you need a medium. And Moses was Saul of Tarsus. Saul of Tarsus. So throughout humankind's history, we see mediumship always, everywhere, at all times. Dr. Luiz, that when he was at Thomas Jefferson University, I think he's still there, he studied the medium of spiritists who came from Brazil, the United States, and compared with not skilled mediums, and he saw the differences in. So we are talking about something that we can educate all mediums. There are people who are more sensible, still we need to educate it to help people with ideas. Moses was so phenomenal. Think about this. Mistakes. Think about it. He was in the royal family of the he gave up everything for a cause greater than him that even the Jewish people didn't understand at first. And walked in the desert for 40 years. He's unique, a different mind. We're still yet to comprehend. We want to know more about Moses and all the prophets, as Michelle is pointing out. Great question. Read the book On the Way to the Light by a man, Chico Xavier. He shows the behind the scenes of all those prophets and how they were prepared to do what they did, and some how they failed and why, but yet they brought their contribution to the community. But we are all awaiting. That's the difference. Chico Xavier was able to be this medium because, like Jesus, he learned to teamwork. Problem in America is that we want to buy soul. We're only going to achieve heights, great heights in leadership if we keep working team. Teamwork is the secret to good leadership. Okay? I know we want to talk more, and we'll be here available at the end. We can talk, we can exchange more. Let us prepare for the classes, recalling what they described, the good spirits who love us. Before we came here, thanks to them, we were able to. Sometimes we wake up and hesitate. Like last week, it was raining, and I confess, I was like, oh my, it would be so nice just to stay longer. No, but we have to go. But they say, come, let's go. They help us. We have a lot of we're coming. And when we come, then we learn. They have the remedies that we need. They are helping the people in our lives. We don't ask, help us. So we pray, let us prepare ourselves. Yes, yes. Yeah, it is. So let us raise our thoughts to God, feeling the presence of the superior spirits, the loving doctors, nurses, therapists, and allow them to treat us with their loving care. Help one another, dear friends, by visualizing the full of healing lights, these healing lights that permeate our minds and bodies in harmony, healing. Let us feel the presence of the spirit doctors who are here treating us kindly, raising our whole home, our homes in harmony as well. So let us all now continue this lovely service by visualizing Master Jesus with all of us. Knows exactly what we need. Let us open our hearts to receive His loving treatment, the light of His kingdom. Let us visualize Master Jesus as our best friend. He's always with us, always willing to help us. Let us visualize that from His hands of light, a shower of healing falls upon us, balancing our minds and bodies while rescuing those who are connected to us and need us. Oh, so let us all now visualize Master Jesus, who is our best friend. Who is always so understanding and embracing us. He knows exactly what we need, and we see love. And it's like pure light that envelops us in hope, strength, and his wisdom. You can see here in illuminate. So how about if we continue helping one another? Sustaining this thought all together, visualizing the spirit doctors, nurses, and therapists who are here working with Master Jesus. They are showering all of us with this light of His healing love. We feel stronger, protected, and calm. We keep forgetting. Let us help one another by visualizing Master Jesus, who loves us so deeply, kindly approaching each one of us as He also is welcomed in our homes. Let us visualize our home and Jesus and His team entering our homes to kindly rescue those who need help, harmonizing our lives. So also express our gratitude to God, dear friends, in this final prayer. God, we feel your presence. We love you so dearly. We have learned to love you whereas you have always loved us. Why your existence in your designs? May we open our eyes to see better and recognize the countless blessings we have in our lives. May we be easygoing, allowing you to operate upon us wherever we are. After all, we are your co-creators. May we learn to be leaders of your love in the hands of your loving care. Deeply grateful for your providence. We visualize the whole spirit side of Virginia filled with your loving light, and miles from here to this light, and everyone that benefited from it. Thank you, God, for the gift of life, for the gift of this day, today and so be it. Friends, as we are here, remember we are here. Questions, want to talk more, there's no rush, okay? I want to thank you for making this such a wonderful experience. And let us be mediums of the good.